Hey, what is going on, you guys? It's Epic here and welcome back to a new video on the channel. Now this is going to be a video which is kind of out of the ordinary for me, as usually when I'm covering mods on this channel it's my own mod, being the Redux mod, but today that's not what we're doing. Today we're actually talking about a mod for Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, a mod which in my opinion is one of a kind. It may have gone unnoticed, but over the weekend a monumental, actually a historical as a matter of fact, thing happened for Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, with the first ever true overhaul mod being released for the game. Now, a lot of you who have been playing the pre-sequel for a while will know about the community patch for the game, but that is not what I mean by overhaul. By overhaul, I mean a mod like Reborn, a mod like BL 2.5, a mod like Exodus, because Exodus has just come to Borderlands the Pre-Sequel finally. This is a mod that I have been tracking for a long time now, excited for its release, and it's finally here. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about it with you guys, show you what's in the mod, and kind of give you a taste of what to expect. And yeah, if it sounds good to you, you can download it and play it right now because it is out and available to the public. So Exodus was already a mod in Borderlands 2 where basically it didn't just have to replace gear in the game in order to add new things, but it also just added as it was. Now for those of you looking to download the mod, what's cool about Exodus is that it is an SDK mod, which in my opinion is much easier to install than going for a typical mod like a community patch. You know, this is something that you just drag and drop into a mods folder, and it's pretty that simple, honestly. Now Exodus adds a bunch of new things, from new weapons to new enemies to the Pearlescent rarity. That's right, Pearlescent rarity is finally in the pre-sequel. Another thing that is in the Exodus mod which is super cool are Jacob's shields. That's right, Jacob's shields, known as manly shields, and these are basically for those of you who liked the Rough Rider and knew what the Rough Rider was in Borderlands 2. Now there are basically Rough Rider shields that give you more max health and add health regen. These are super cool. And I actually think they're super unique too, because I could be wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments if I am, but I don't think any mod has ever added a new type of shield before, so this is super impressive stuff right here. We absolutely love to see it. Now, you're not going to catch me running around with this thing on because I will probably die instantly. But yeah, I'm sure there's some really nice builds that you can make with these things. But speaking of builds, characters have also been completely rebalanced in the Exodus mod. Now, while I don't know all of the changes that were made, although I will leave a link to the full changelog down below, it does say that now they have completely rebalanced all characters. So basically, in a nutshell, whatever your character is good at, they're going to be really good at, and whatever they are bad at, they are going to be really bad at, meaning now there is going to be more reason to pick your points wisely and make sure that your loadout is set up correctly. Now, going over some of the other changes from the mod, I'm just reading these off of the website at this point. It says that elemental damage has been rebalanced, and it will now punish you for using conflicting types and apply new debuffs depending on the type you use, regardless of weakness. Now, I will say I'm not entirely sure what that means. I haven't noticed too much of a difference in my gameplay. However, I did notice that Cryo was a lot weaker of an element in the Exodus mod for pre-sequel. Now, I did ask the creator of the mod Exotech what the new balancing was, the TLDR of it, if you will, and he basically said that now normal element and explosive element is a lot more powerful and Cryo is a lot more weaker overall, which is a big change to base game, because I'm sure a lot of you know that in the pre-sequel, Cryo is extremely overpowered. And, oh, look at that. I got a legendary. Whoa, check that out. The Whiskey Tango Hotel. Okay. So I guess that's just a redesign of the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, maybe? I haven't used this yet, so that's pretty interesting. I wonder what that does. Now, as I've already talked about, the pre-sequel Exodus mod also adds Pearlescents. This is absolutely huge. As somebody who has a spot in their heart for bringing back Pearlescents, as I'm sure you guys know, I am really excited that they brought back Pearlescents in this mod. And there are also mini bosses in this mod because again it adds new enemies as well. Now, to save spoilers, I'm not going to show you where any of them are. I have found, I think, 1 or 2, but I'm not going to show them to avoid spoilers, but they are really cool. And yeah, that's just scratching the surface of some of the stuff in this mod. But I must say, one of my favorite features of the Exodus mod for the pre-sequel is the rebalancing. Now, a lot of you are familiar with the community patch for the pre-sequel, because the pre-sequel is a game which did need a little bit of a rebalancing. Now, I've got to say, I haven't played too much of the Exodus mod for pre-sequel just yet, but what I did play in UVHM felt extremely balanced. There wasn't too many times where I felt like the game was unfair. While there were a few enemies that were a little bit too healthy, those were addressed by the mod creators, saying that they are taking a look at them. But for the most part, pretty much everything in this mod feels a lot cleaner. Now, weapon parts in this game have basically been rebalanced completely in the Exodus mod, with underperforming parts being brought up to speed and overperforming ones being brought down. That is a really cool change that absolutely is noticeable for me from the moment I get going in this mod. And it's not just those as well. We talked about earlier, there are now changes to your skill tree where your Vault Hunter is better at what they're better at and worse at what they're worse at, making your specific character builds, like for example a Laser Wilhelm build, more meaningful now, or like a Pistol Nisha build more meaningful now. But overall, I'm really enjoying this mod, and I wanted to make this quick video just to let you guys know about it. And yeah, if you do want to download it, there is a link in the description. Installing SDK mods is extremely easy. The only thing that you kind of need to be aware of is that right now it seems as though, due to SDK mods and a bug with them, I don't believe co-op is working with the Exodus mod, so just keep that in mind if you are going to download it. But I would still recommend trying it out regardless, because man, it is so cool seeing pre-sequel still getting supported by modders and just the community overall. And really quickly here before we end off, I just want to take a few seconds to personally thank people like Exotech and Juso, who were basically the masterminds behind this mod. While there were other people involved and other modders that did phenomenal work, Exotech for example and Juso did some just absolutely unfathomable feats to make this mod come to life. And that means a lot to me, especially because a lot of people don't know this, but working on the Redux mod, a lot of my inspiration came from the work that those two did. Juso did a lot of work for Borderlands 2 and a bunch of the SDK mods on there, as did Exotech with the Exodus mod for Borderlands 2. So those two are really big inspirations to me as a modder, and the quality of work that they put out is the kind of quality that I strive to recreate whenever we make mods for Redux. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you want to download the mod, there is a link in the description down below, as well as a link to the full changelog if you want to go and check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and on that note, I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.